There will be a recording of this posted. So if you have people that are on your team that aren't able to hop on, you can send the recording to them. I will put them on Dream Team, Thrive to Survive, all the places so that you guys can have access to that. First, I just want to start by saying, like, we're going into a new year this week. So I know that it's been a tough month for a lot of people. I know that it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but I want to give you this going into this week. You do not have to carry whatever heaviness was in 2020 with you into 2021. You do not. You can leave that behind. You can leave that behind this week, but I want to let you know that whatever happened this year, this month, with your business, with your personal life, with whatever, this is your permission to let go of that shit, okay? You have to let go of that stuff if you want to see growth in 2021. You cannot carry that with you. You can learn from it. You can see maybe where some things that you fell short on. Maybe you can see, for me personally, it was like, what were the things that tripped up my mindset? You can learn from the things that have happened, but you cannot carry them into 2020 with you. This is the Zoom where you are letting that go and you are not looking back. So we're moving forward here, ladies and gents, with a new year, new intention, new focus. And I want everyone on the Zoom or anyone that's watching this replay, whatever, to have an explosive 2021 and for you to not let the negativity, not let what is going on in the world, not let your past habits, not let what somebody might have said to you. You are not allowing that stuff to impact your mindset. So we are moving forward. And this Zoom is going to be all about planning for content in 2021. So you have the right tools, the right arsenal to help you connect, grow, and build relationships with people. We are going to help you with just a couple things on how you can bring and thrive into your content for every single day. But what we want you to understand is you are not Thrive. You personally are not Thrive. It is something that is integrated into your life. It is your business. So it is the way that you make income. It is a tool that you use to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself energized, but you are not Thrive. You are a unique human that has goals, that has hobbies, that has interests. And we want to help bring those things out because that is what's going to grow your network. That's what's going to bring connections. And ultimately, that's what's going to bring you success. So I just wanted to kind of tee up what we're going to be doing today. I don't know if you want to add anything, Star.
Nope, I'm just sitting here listening and taking notes.
So, because her and I were talking a little bit about like how I get it. Like this has been a really weird year and this has been a slow month. Let me tell you right now, it's like historically, this is what happens this month. Yes. And to not let that deter you from really being successful in January, February, and March, because we're about to get into the season. And I can tell you, I'm already starting to see it personally with new people coming into my business and new people starting the products. People are looking for hope and we have that opportunity to provide that to them, but our mindset has to be in check first. We cannot be like pretending to be something on social media, but then behind the scenes we're struggling. So,
yes, that's, yeah. And listen, that's something I'm gonna call her out. I talked to my mom about this weekend. She says she's been falling back on posting and whatnot. And I wouldn't be sharing this with you guys if I didn't feel my mom was okay with it. I know she's okay with it. So anyway, because she's been struggling like within herself. See, here's the thing. Like, yeah, we don't want to bring on negativity, but at the same time, we have to show our audience that we are human. Life isn't always a walk in the freaking sunshiniest, rainbowiest park. You know, we go through real life things, but at the same time, we can take those, you know, the struggles that we're opening up to our audience about and flip it and show them how we choose to defeat those struggles. You know, we can walk with them. So yeah, okay, 2020 was a shitty year, but if we walk into 2021 with emotions, if we carry the emotions from 2020 over into 2021, we're basically setting ourselves up for failure. So this last week in 2020, we can like reiterate the challenges that we had throughout 2020 and how we can face those head on to carry into a more positive new year.
And I can tell you from personal experience, when I open up with the stuff that I've been personally struggling with, I get more engagement than anything on those posts. So if I'm like, time for a little honesty here, let me be a little transparent. Like, my mindset this year has sucked. I allowed things to consume my time. I allowed things to take rent in my headspace, and
I like that.
And not pay me anything. Rent free, right? And but this is what I've realized, and it helps so many people, because you know that there are so many people that are struggling because, let's say, like this Christmas and Thanksgiving, they didn't get to see their family or people that maybe like brought them light and love and all those things. So they're in a dark place. We have the key to help them unlock their mindset. We do. You know, you have the right tools. You have self-development. You have products that can help them feel good inside, because I was just telling a potential that I've been talking to for freaking 3 years practically. And I'm finally sending her a sample. But she was talking about, she's like, I just don't feel good every day. I'm crabby and I'm moody. And I told her, I'm like, girl, if you don't feel good, you cannot possibly like make your head, like your mood be good. You can't make like, try to just like pull that crap out of thin air. Like, it starts with you feeling good. And that's what we should be projecting to our audience is, it's not a magic thing. It's not going to be like you take this pill and all of a sudden you drop all this weight and then you feel good about yourself. No, it's because you feel good on the inside, so you want to do better on the outside. Really open up a stressing holiday and all. Yeah. See? Yes. Amen, Shannon. So
and listen, guys, when you're making these posts, don't drag it on. Get to the point, okay? Your post, at least in my opinion, should be no longer than 2 to 3. I'm kind of too scared to say the word paragraph, because I'm not talking a 5 to 6 sentence paragraph, okay? Like, you have to make sure
you can call them breaks, by like 2 or 3 breaks.
Breaks. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Ooh, I like you. Okay. Because if not, you're going to lose them, and it's just going to be a big bore. So yeah, you want to share. You want to share from your heart, but make sure that you find those breaking points before you lose them.
Yeah, amen. Yes. So the first thing that I want us to do, this is going to be super quick because we want to make sure that we have like a lot of stuff we're going to unpack today, but I think it's important that we set our commitments for the week. So we're going to take the first like 3 minutes for you to set, what are your action-based commitments that you're going to do for the week? It's not like I'm going to send out 3 samples. It's not like I'm going to sign X amount of volume. What are the actions that you're going to take for your business this week? Maybe it's going live 3 times. Maybe it's messaging 5 people a day. Maybe it's doing your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need clarification on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like reach out to your upline. But what are the action-based items that are going to help move your business forward that you're going to take this week? And I'm just going to mute myself because I play music and YouTube doesn't like it. So I'm on mute right now because we're taking 3 minutes. Well, now like 2 minutes to write down your commitments for the week. Maybe I'll just keep myself off mute and just listen on my headphones. Because we have new people joining us. So we're just writing our commitments for the week. What are action items that you can take for your business? At least 3 of them that are going to help move your business forward. These are things that are in complete control of you, what you can do. So they're not results based, they're action based. Okay, so do we want to talk, what do we want to talk about the 5 pillars start and then go into Pinterest?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so do you want to touch base on the 5 pillars?
Okay, yeah. So the 5 pillars, 5 things that make you you. So I know a lot of people have issues with finding exactly what their 5 pillars are. You know, maybe you're a mom and that's what consumes your life. Maybe you have a 9 to 5 job and you know you're constantly on repeat of clocking in, clocking out. So you're just that title all the time. Maybe you're just a wife and you know that part of your life consumes you. Try to think of who you were before those things. Who were you before you became a mom? Who were you before you got married or got into a relationship? Who were you before before adulthood smacked you in the face? What are things that you liked, you know, again, before responsibility started to consume your life that maybe you should dive back into? Like, what are your quote unquote hobbies? What makes you you? So for me, there have been 3 constants. You can still use mom and for example wife if those are 2 things that make you you.
Yep, and I'm going to help you guys narrow down if you are utilizing those things, like how can you leverage that too.
Mm-hmm. And then like faith. So one of my pillars is faith, and that's something that it actually grew into one of my pillars. It wasn't one of my pillars when I first started because I had a rocky relationship there. You know, I didn't have much knowledge. I didn't pray as much. I didn't read the word, so on and so forth. So now that has become one of my pillars because that's something that consumes a big part of my, yes, bud. Stapler. Okay. Yes, stapler. Sorry. Yes. Good job. No, it's okay. Sorry, guys. But this is why he's one of my 5 things. So when you think about your 5 pillars, I do recommend that you base your posting around them and attach your why to it at the same time. And when you're thinking of your 5 pillars, you can also think of your target audience.
Correct.
Do you want me to get into that part or no?
Huh?
Wait. Do you want me to get into like that part, like with like who you're talking to based on your 5 pillars? Do you want to wait?
Yep. So I think what we'll do is we'll have you guys leave enough space next to each of them. So like write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I'll just start to have my video so you guys can see. So this is what I have, like a 1, or my 5 is at the top because I ran out of space. 5, there's like a 1 with enough space, 2 with a lot of space, 3 with a lot of space, 4, whatever. And the reason you're going to do that is because we're going to help you create content around each of these topics. So like mine, I'll give you an example of what mine are. I'm a mom of 3. You can use mom. I'm going to help you narrow down after we talk about like your target audience. I'm going to help you narrow down how you can, it's not just you're a mom. Like we can make it more specific in how you can talk about those topics. Mine's health and wellness, faith, self-love, and then I'm still thinking about my fifth. So if you want to go into who is your target person? Or do you want to do that after we go through the 5?
I'm sorry, say that last part again.
We'll go through the target person after we break down each of the 5. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So the reason that we're writing these 5 buckets down, I call them buckets, is because we want to find 3 things that you can create content around in each of those buckets. So if you're a mom of 3, what are 3 things that you can create content around that is going to help other moms, basically? So for me, one of my things is like taking care of yourself, or like dressing as a mom with a mom bod, dressing for a mom bod, basically. That's one of mine. So like, how do I find outfits that are mom friendly and cost effective? So that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. Mom of 4 adults and 1 minor. Yeah. So like getting really specific. My other one is like another one you can do is like, let me try to think. Like, what are activities you're planning for your kids that are at home? That's another mom thing you can talk about. Or you can talk about, like, how do you find time for yourself as a mom? Like, when do you take time for yourself? So, like, thinking of 3 things that you can discuss in that bucket that are going to relate to momhood.
Yeah, and at the same time, when you do that, also think of the 3 I's or the 3 E's.
So, I'm going to type them up. So if you guys want to drop some of your 5 pillars into the comments so that we can get, like, some people might be able to pull ideas if they're drawing a blank.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
So drop some of those. So like health and wellness is one for me. So what are some ways that I can bring content around health and wellness? I can talk about meal prepping. I can help people understand how to meal prep because that's something that I do. I can give people ideas for exercises, and this will help you create posts as well as stories. So what's another health thing that I can talk about? Like staying healthy during the winter, or I can talk about like struggles that I've had with my weight and how I overcame them, or how I am overcoming them. I mean, you can have more than 5. I just give 5 so people aren't like super overwhelmed.
Right. And see, like the health and fitness, that is something that I am starting with the new year, because I'm running for this ultimate thriver, so I have to shift my own pillar. And I'm going to tell my audience, this is new for me. I'm going to take them along this journey with me. I'm going to do the meal prep thing, and I'm going to allow them to see my mess ups and my boo-boos, along the way. So hopefully I can also inspire, one of the I's, them, while I'm also impacting them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Modern mom. Ooh, love that. Outdoorsy DIY projects. So cool. Crafting DIY projects, health and wellness. Plants. Mama for 2 teens and 2 toddlers. So like with that one, you could say
that's
like,
me too. Who is that? We need to talk.
One of my babies we're adopting. Oh, that's so excited. So exciting. So like talking about your adoption process as much as you can without obviously as much as you can divulge, because then you can start joining groups around adopting. You can start connecting with other moms that have adopted. Recovering addict, plant lover, faith, cooking. So yes, sepsis survivors. So like these are also groups that you guys can join for these. Girlfriend Lissa, I don't know where you live, but massage therapist, please. Staying true to yourself, your general manager at a 9 to 5, but you're so much more than that. You can talk about, you're so much more than a manager. Boss women, sepsis survivor, recovering addict. So for like me, self-love is one of my things because I battled with lack of confidence like my entire life and really struggled with self-love. So that's something I can talk about all the time. Owning a management role. Yep. I'm an emotional abuse survivor, so I can help people with emotional abuse, like living with a narcissist, because that's what my life was for so long. And there's so many people that have dealt with that sort of thing that I can connect with. So what we're going to do now is just take some time. I'm going to give you guys, what do you think? Like 10 minutes to go through and write 3 things in each box.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay. So we're going to take 10 minutes to go through and write 3 topics that you can talk about in each of your 5 pillars. You can use Pinterest for inspiration at this time. You can think of like your own personal things that you've gone through. You can get some ideas that way, but we're going to take 10 minutes. So if you don't hear anything, I'm going to still answer questions. I'll keep myself unmuted. But I'm going to like pop in earbuds because I focus the best when I'm listening to music. So yeah, see, yep. Do I bring that up or just you have a daughter who got adopted? Like one of your own personal children was adopted by somebody else? You can certainly talk about that and maybe like even just talk about the mental battle that you had to overcome with that, if that's your situation, because I think there are some teen moms out there that have children. Like I personally know a lot of, 4 or 5 of my personal friends who were teen moms and they gave their children up for adoption, and it would really help them to have somebody to talk through that with them. Like, well, how did you overcome like the struggles, the things that you currently battle with still? The whole purpose of this is to connect with people. So this is how you can join groups. When you're adding friends with groups and you're talking about these topics, it helps you build relationships and trust.
And another suggestion swinging off of that is maybe you can kind of target to the younger crowd, like younger folks who don't know about the other option. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense when I say that. Do you get what does that make sense, Megan? Like,
yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Samantha. Anna, you did give an amazing gift to someone else. That's so cool. I mean, it's like, that's a hard thing. But there's so many people out there that are struggling with infertility, that can't get pregnant, that do adopt. So like, for instance, my biological father wasn't in my life. My dad adopted me when I was 5, and he's my dad. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't think of him any less. I think it takes more courage for somebody to step up like that, but no, don't be sorry. This is an open space for you guys to like understand like how you can provide value to your audience, because Thrive isn't all of us. It is just a piece of us that it's a tool that we have to help other people, but we also have the ability to help other people through their life situations too.
Yes, absolutely. That's honestly my favorite part of this. I love making an impact and helping inspire people, especially my target, which is mainly women who have been through certain life challenges. And I think you have a unique life challenge that doesn't get spoke. Goodness gracious, Starford, you can learn how to talk today. It doesn't get talked about enough as it should, or as much as it should. So I really think that unique experience you have could truly help others. Even people that don't want to come out on social media, you may make them feel comfortable enough to reach out to you, and you can truly impact their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about your IVF, that's huge. Do you know how many people struggle with fertility issues? Yes, Teresa. So, like me personally, I'm a woman of faith, and I believe we're all sent for unique purpose on this earth. We all have our own unique situations. Everyone goes through a different walk of life. However, we have commonalities in the walks that we go through. And our purpose through our walks is to impact other people who are currently still in the fire, to help them walk outside of it. And that's just me.
And just to give you guys some ideas on the feeding off the mom topic, a lot of people, like a lot of moms right now, are going through this whole distant learning thing, or maybe they're traditionally homeschooling now, like me and my mom do. So I definitely think allowing or opening your life to the struggles and the wins of that topic could be huge.
Oh, for sure. So like for me, my husband and I both work, I work part-time. My husband works full-time, but like it's a battle. And I think if you're hiding behind the fact that you're trying to pretend like you're perfect, you're missing a huge opportunity, because there's so many people that are struggling right now with it.
Yes, expose your challenges.
Yes.
Sorry. That just came to mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta yell this.
What'd you say?
I said that just popped in my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just gotta get this out. Like I had to yell.
Oh, for sure. So it's like, maybe you're talking about like, how are you helping your kids mentally when they're going through this? Maybe it's like you talk about like, some days I feel like I suck as a mom, because like I keep getting these damn Google Classroom notifications about missing assignments, and like I feel like I'm failing.
Oh
You
my
can
gosh,
talk about that stuff, you guys.
I see that now. I see that on my timeline all the time. So I'll be very honest with you. I post, I make a comment on their post, I say, I'm so sorry you're struggling with this. I'll be praying for you. And then I immediately reach out to them and I introduce to them the idea of traditional homeschooling and how less stressful it is than distant learning. And I try to inspire them. And that, again, I don't look at it as a business aspect, but it get me in their messenger, and it does trigger the algorithm to show them my post. But at the end of the day, I know what I have could help them, whether they choose to stay with the distant learning or if they choose to go on with traditional homeschooling. And that's just an example. But if anybody wants to, embark on traditional homeschooling, feel free to reach out to my mom and I. Okay, the end. But it's like so much less stressful, and I want to help my audience. But again, it also helps get thrive into their mind, into their brain space. Mommy.
Yes, because like, I mean, you can think down the road. There's moms that are working right now that are super stressed out, and like we have an option to provide them with the business opportunity. Yes, like they're not going to be able to quit their job tomorrow. I get that, but it gives them hope for the future, another option of income. So like if they're working 2 jobs, they can cut down to 1. For me, it was like going from full-time to part-time, and goal for 2021 is I'm quitting my damn part-time job. March is what I have on my dream board. So yes. So like, again, the purpose behind this isn't to be like, oh, you're struggling with anxiety, here's a patch that can solve that. No, it's you're building connections with people so that they can trust you. When you do say, like, when you do come on to a post and you're like, create a post and you're talking about like, I had anxiety for X amount of years. These are the things that I did personally. And then this helps supplement that too, so that I'm even stronger in my mood control or whatever.
Yes. I don't know if you heard me, but I was clapping for you. I'm like, yes, Megan. Yes. Preach it, sister.
We have like 2 more minutes where you can write down these things, and then Star is going to start going into how do you figure out who is the person you're trying to talk to? Oh, is there a way to have not for free? I guess I'm confused. Is she like concerned about buying from a website? I guess.
So she wants to buy from you and not the website. Is that correct? Okay. So like a mini, or do you mean like the whole month? If that's the case, have her give you her email and her phone number, create her a customer account, make sure you have her permission in text or whatever. Tell her she can go ahead and I helped out my neighbor with this because she didn't have a bank card. So I helped her. She's a single mom. She works all the time. She didn't have time to go out there and get her own vanilla Visa. So she gave me cash money. I went and I got her a vanilla Visa. You know, I helped her. I don't know if this is something that we're allowed to do or not. So you might want to check. And like I said, I had her permission. I created her account for her with all of her information, got her all set up. And, you know, she technically, I did it for her, but at the same time, she ordered from the website the full month. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And Megan, I don't know, can you like elaborate? Is that allowed?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
As long as you're not using your personal card.
Right. That's why, like I said, like she didn't have, and every month, if she can't reload it, she'll give me the money and I'll go reload it for her.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that do, really successful people in this business that do the ordering for their customers. Like they just gather all their information, then input it into the computer and do it for them.
Yeah, I do that for the majority of my my older folk customer base.
My older folk. My less technology literate people.
Yes, I have a lot.
Okay, so now we're like, this is just a base. So like you can work on this more when we get off or whatever, but this helps you understand how you can create content every single day, every single week. This helps you like, okay, which one of these things can I do a live about? Which one of these things can I highlight in my stories? So like for me with Faith, I always put a Bible verse up every single morning in my thing, but I can also talk about like, how did I come across devotionals and how have they helped me in a live? You can talk about just doing a post about balancing distance learning and working a full-time job. You can do engagement. You can ask people like, how are you balancing distance learning and your full-time job? Like emotional abuse is one of mine. So a live I can do is talking about how do you forgive somebody? Another one I can talk about like overcoming gaslighting or whatever that looks like. This helps you create content, a huge base to create content out of. I know we have a really short time with each other, but I wanted to give you guys the tools. This is how I create content that is outside of Thrive every single week. And so I will write all these things down and then I say, okay, which ones am I going to do lives on? What am I going to put in my stories? What am I going to do a post on? And then I will take pictures that go along with what I'm talking about, because then you have a plan in place. Like I said, Target doesn't just like throw up their Christmas marketing the day before or the day of. They have a plan. And we should have a plan too, because we are business owners. If you want to get paid like a business owner, start treating it like a business instead of a hobby, you guys. That means you are planning your content, you are understanding your audience, and you are not just winging it all day, every day.
Yes. And be sure not to lose your, how do I say this? Okay. Be sure not to, like when you're focusing on it as a business and not as a hobby, make sure that you still keep your excitement alive. Amen. Like hobbies bring us excitement. And most of the time when you think of like a 9-to-5 job, business or whatever, that's not very exciting. So you want to show people how exciting work can truly be. So don't forget, like, don't ever lose that.
Yes.
Like, don't stress it out too much. And honestly, planning like this helps make it less stressful. And more fun.
Because I remember when I wasn't planning and I was like, shit, what am I going to post about today? I haven't put a post up. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And then you're like, your post gets 1 like and you're like, wow. So how do we figure out who we're trying to reach, Star?
Well, Megan. All right. So before planning your content, you want to look at your Facebook page, okay? Who makes up your existing audience? Okay.
Because if you're talking about being a mom and you don't have any mom friends on your Facebook,
What the hell's the point?
you are not. It's like, I don't know what the term I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's like hoping something sticks when it's not going to stick.
Yes. So who makes up your audience, your existing audience? Is this an audience that you're hoping to attract? And if not, revisit those 5 pillars and how you're presenting them. Presentation is huge, okay? What interest do they have and why do they follow you? So the best way to establish all of this is to take a look at your past engagements. You know, you can learn like what sort of content you're following your audience like most vibes with. And I was just talking to one of my dearest friends and business partners about this, and it's something that I've been talking to her about, and she told me like it finally clicks now when I always told her, you know, because I told her I'm like you're a remarkable person, and she said, well, it's crazy how you know, people within this journey, you know, that are basically have the same mindset can attract, you know, the people with the same mindset. And I'm like, that's the whole thing. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And she said, you know, I finally grasped that. I know what you mean by that. It is so true. It goes so deep. Your vibe, what you're posting, how you're presenting those 5 pillars is going to attract those who come in your life, not just your Thrive journey, but in your life journey with you. And if it's attracting nothing but negative people with negative mindsets and not wanting to fix themselves, then you have to revisit how you're presenting those pillars. And happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is.
Knickknacks!
Knickknacks! Happy birthday! Oh my gosh, yes, because it's her and Lisa's birthday today.
We'll sing happy birthday to you at the end if you want.
That'd be fun.
So yeah, keep going.
No, I'm good. Like this goes back to thinking about your 5 pillars. Base your postings around them and attach your whys to those posts at the same time.
Yes. So understanding who is the person that you're trying to reach. Are they a mom? Do they have kids? How many kids do they have? What are their hobbies? What are their interests? Do they work full time? Are they married? Like you need to ask yourself all these questions because if you have a audience that's filled with people that aren't moms and you're talking about mom stuff, like it's no wonder your posts are getting no likes, right?
Yeah. And like I have an index.
People to Thrive too.
Right. And I suggest that you guys write this person down, like your target person. So this is my past one. I'm about to rip this to shreds and create a new one because I've been attracting a mix and I found out why. Like one of my line, I'll tell you guys where I found out why. So who am I talking to? Give them a name. My girl, her name was Janie. Janie's 26 years old. She's married. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has a baby, a toddler, and 2 teens. She's tired. She's overweight. She eats her feelings. She's miserable, moody. She has a good heart and good intentions. She's struggling with income. She's on government assistance. She loves God and helping others, but she never really has free time. She stays at home all the time. She wants out, but she's stuck. She don't know how to change things. So that last part, she wants out, but she's stuck. She don't know how to change things. I've noticed that I've been attracting a lot of people who are so stuck and they don't know how to change things, so much so that they keep choosing not to. So I have to change that last part because this is kind of like manifestation. So I put out in the universe that I'm attracting people who don't want to freaking change.
Mm-hmm. And you'll find out that a lot of these traits that you write down might sound a lot like you.
Yes, exactly. That's
because it helps
basically
you create commonality. Yeah,
exactly. That's basically who I used to be.
But if you're wanting somebody who wants to change their situation and is hungry to do so, write that shit down.
Right. Exactly.
And giving them a name makes it so then when you're creating a post, you're like, okay, how can I talk to Jamie today? What does she need from me today? So like mine is, I'll give you an example of mine too. Mine's name was Tasha. I haven't redone her in a long time, but Tasha is a working mom. She has 3 kids at home. She's married. Her and her husband want to travel a lot, but they just don't have the income to do so right now. And like they have a mixed family. So like I have a mixed family. Whatever that looks like. Or you can say like they're not a mixed family, even though I have a mixed family. Like I don't have to like the person I'm talking to doesn't have to have that. So it's just really getting super specific because when you are trying to talk to everybody, you are talking to no one.
Yep.
I don't know if you wanted to add something in that.
No, that's good. So are we going to take a few minutes to write down who we're talking to based off of our new pillars, or is that something that they need to do on their own time?
We can do that for like 4-ish minutes. And then I'm just going to quickly run through how you can bring Thrive up throughout the week too. So we're going to write down.
Oh my gosh, it's 9:47. Okay. I was like, 4 minutes isn't long enough.
8:47 for me. So yeah,
we're almost up an hour.
Down, and then we're going to go through every single day how you can bring Thrive up in the most effective way. I'm going to give my person a new name. What do I want to name her?
Right, I'm going to spend 3 minutes on that alone.
Okay, maybe we'll do that later. Do they own their home? Do they rent? Yeah, Paige is joining us from the UK, by the way, you guys. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Pretty sure this is the biggest Zoom too.
The one that we've had so far?
Yeah.
I think so.
How exciting.
We're making a big star.
Yes.
Ooh, Renee, she's a person struggling to find her place in the world. She's a mom that thought she was doing the right thing and ended up learning that she struggles with acceptance of forgiving herself. Yes. So like, here's the person I have so far. Doesn't like my person works full time, has 3 kids, married. Like I said, she wants to travel, but they just don't have the income to do so right now. She doesn't feel fulfilled by her job. Is a woman of faith. Wanting to improve. I can never think of a name. I just like steal somebody's name.
Mine's Cassie.
Cassie?
Yeah.
Mine's Amy. Okay. So if you want to dive, like you just got to dive deep into those things too, because it helps you understand who you're trying to talk to. It helps you understand like what kind of groups you're joining, like your 5 pillars and this. It helps you like frame when you're talking about the business opportunity because you're trying to reach a specific person. So we're going to quickly run through how do we bring up Thrive this week? So Mondays, Mondays after a holiday, long holiday weekend, guess what? People are tired.
Yeah, they're dreading it. So I'm personally focused on motivating my target audience. So mine is moms and parents. Guess what they got to do? They got to log on to that distant learning.
My kids are off this week.
Are they off this week? Okay. Well, damn, there went my whole setup.
So like, how are you keeping like your kids entertained while they're
occupied? Yeah. Listen, think back to when
you're
you
950 snack text messages a day, because that's me.
So I'm thinking back to when I lacked a motivated mindset and how that affected my everyday life and my children.
Yep. So for me, I'm going to talk about on Monday, how I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because people don't relate to that because they can't. They're hitting the snooze button. Because I get messages all the time. They're like, "You're crazy. How do you get up at 4?"
Me too.
And I'm like, I just do. And that was not my life before. So I'm going to talk about that. How even after a long weekend, how I still have the energy to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to work out at 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm not going to post at 4 a.m., you guys, because none of my audience will be awake at that time. So
but I'm going to post in my stories at least once.
Yeah, using it in my stories. Tuesday, we obviously get paid. Payday. So how can we bring a payday this week? A lot of people just got paid over the weekend. However, I'm sure there was a lot of people that spent that money on Christmas gifts.
Yep, because most people got paid on
paying
Thursday.
off credit cards.
Paying off credit cards, yes. Like all that holiday debt that you racked up. So talking about like how your paycheck is helping you recover from the holidays. Like you had all these gifts you had to buy, and this is paying for the essential stuff that you have every week. And I love getting paid every week, you guys. Getting paid every 2 weeks, I was terrible at managing my money. So having that extra paycheck every single week has helped my family so much with that. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Like how after the holidays used to break us, because we would be broke for 2 weeks until we got paid again. But thanks to this business, like I have income that's coming in every single week. So I don't have to like wait the 2 weeks to feel like I have money to buy things again. Wednesday,
Ultimate Thriver.
We need to talk about the Ultimate Thriver. I think it's okay if we talk about it on Wednesday. I'm not sure when they're rolling out the sign up thing, but like I said, this week there should be a little thing in our back office that appears that says Ultimate Thriver. This allows you to upload a picture, and you need to create an auto ship for the 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, or 25th. Now that we have all these
of 100 or more, I believe is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it was last time. And you can use credits.
I have a quick question about the Ultimate Thriver thing.
Sure.
So, what if you have someone that started it and then they don't finish it? Does the auto ship work the same way where you can cancel it at any time, or are you held to this auto ship?
No, you're not held. You're never locked into an auto ship. Our auto ship is always at choice.
Yeah, and the only thing, like if they cancel their auto ship for a month, they won't qualify for the Ultimate Thriver anymore.
Right, like it would null and void that part.
Yeah,
but
they can push and move it. It doesn't have to be the same day every single month. They just need to have one run at some point throughout the month.
And there's now 2 extra dates, so there's a lot of flexibility.
Cool. Okay, cool. Thanks.
So the Ultimate Thriver, if you're new, it's a challenge, basically a transformation challenge. It doesn't just have to be weight loss. It can be overall transformation. So like maybe you want to tone up and like you get spectacular abs at the end of this thing. You can still qualify. It's not like you have to lose all this weight. But there are 2 age categories. There's 34 and under, 35 and above. And each of those categories has 4 prize buckets. 25,000. Is it 25, 20, 15, and 10?
No, 50, 25,
50,
15,
25,
and 10.
15 and 10. Yes. Okay. Duh, I have 50,000 written everywhere.
Me too. Thanks to you.
Because I'm getting it, bitches.
You wish.
But so to qualify for it, you have to upload a picture, but before the start date, I believe. And then you'll have to post another one in 6 weeks, and I think you have to do another one at the end of the challenge at 12 weeks. It's 12 weeks long. You have to maintain an auto ship of at least $100, and it has to run. And as promoters, you have to set up an auto ship. So if you want to join this personally, I know for my personal customer group, I'm going to be dropping lots of stuff in there this week. So if you're a part of that, I'm going to be having a lot of stuff that's going on in there. But it's a good way for your customers to join. It's not just for customers. It's not just for promoters. This is for everybody. And Shannon has a question. Yes, Shannon?
My question is, on Tuesday, can I discuss how a lot of people are dealing with like PUA and unemployment? And as of right now, with everything being up in the air, this is the last week that anybody will get anything for that. And how I'm thankful for having that extra income.
What are your thoughts?
Or is that like too much?
You have to be very careful because of compliance.
Correct.
So
Okay.
just make sure you wisely post about that.
Maybe you can help me with that later.
I would just say, we know there's a lot of, or I know there's a lot of uncertainty. A lot of payments are coming, or a lot of weekly pays are coming to an abrupt end. In this moment, I'm thankful that I have an additional source of income to rely on.
Yeah. And I think you don't want to get too specific. I think just you
Right.
talking about weekly paychecks is enough to bring attention to it. Because if people, I mean, you want to obviously inform people if they are in that situation, but we don't want to cross. That's like, I never try to say the C word on my posts ever. I just don't want to cross that line. So Wednesday, we'll talk about the Ultimate Thriver. How can you do that? You can talk about how you're prepping for it yourself personally in stories, or you can do a live about it. You can ask people like, who has a resolution to get in better health in 2021. I have something for you, ... Drop a heart. Whatever that looks like. So Thursday is New Year's Eve. So I think,
Yes.
What do you think around New Year's Eve, Star?
So I spoke about this on the last Zoom. I switched my Tuesdays and my Thursdays. Tuesdays I now use as thankful. Thursday I now use as transformation. And guess what? With it being New Year's Eve, we can really talk about transformation.
Or you can even say Throwback Thursday.
Word, but not down the road I was going. Well, you could throw back into, the mindset of 2020. How can you transform your mindset walking into this new year, for example?
So in relation to Thrive, you can talk about, you can do like Throwback Thursday and do like a before and after of your pictures, or you can talk about, I'm trying to think. I'm kind of drawing a blank there. Friday, so first it's Flex Friday. Talk about how you're flexing in the new year. And then Saturdays and Sundays are kind of open for me. So I just kind of do whatever. Small Business Saturdays. Sundays are like my planning week. So I always talk about planning for the week on Sundays.
Yes. And guys, just a little something to end this out with. So go to Pinterest and search monthly content strategy. Start searching monthly, even if you don't use Instagram, monthly Instagram prompts. It helps with topics, and like you can spin quotes into a post. Make sure you're sharing tips and advice with people. And then, you want to tell people why this works, and then make sure you're also presenting facts about the business.
Amen to that. And if you're not on Instagram, you should be.
Yeah, you really should be. I'm trying. Oh, guys, one more thing. We do all this planning for posting, but if you're not intentionally interacting at least 10 to 15 minutes before you post, you might as well not even post. And I know a lot of people argue that and like, no, there's no such thing. Well, there is. And I have proof. If I interact heavily before I post, my post gets a hella interaction. If I just walk on into Facebook, make a post, and go about my business, I come back an hour later and there's only like 2 or 3 reactions. That is all.
That is yeah, so you got to be building relationships with people, loving on them. You got to put out what you would like to get back into the universe, and that means for your interactions too. If you're not interacting with people, you cannot expect them to interact with you. So make sure that you're doing that. I'm going to stop the recording now.